pump the channel, spread the Soccerverse love. Hit the bell, push subscribe, and enjoy the show.
Boom! Look at that. Welcome everyone. We have the huge supreme leader, Big Boss here with us. How are you doing?
Good, thank you.
Good. Nice. So Robkinson, welcome. We have also Robkins here. We have Ek. Yes, I'm a manager. I'm from Nigeria. Welcome to Soccerverse, Big Boss, and welcome to the show. First time I see you here. Hi, King Taddy. We have the big family, huh? Big turnout for the Big Boss Snailbrain. Okay, cool. So how are you doing, Snailbrain? Do you want me to call you Snailbrain or Andy?
Andy's fine.
Andy. Okay.
Yeah.
We have also
Yep.
Audi with us, a lot of people. You can, guys, just double checking. Tiki said that you can hear Snailbrain. Just let me know if you cannot, but I think you can. Okay. Well, as you saw today, the Soccerverse Lounge official show of Soccerverse. With you, we have co-founder Andy Colosimo, aka Snailbrain. Today is going to be a mix of it's just like a interview, okay, where the first part is going to be just me and Andy speaking freely about a few things, just a few questions, just to get to know him better and his view on Soccerverse, the present, the past, and the future. And then it's up to you. And then just probably like half an hour or something of questions that you have for the co-founder of Soccerverse and co-founder also of Xaya. So I hope you will enjoy it, guys. And if you have questions for Andy, don't write it now because we probably don't see it. Just write at the end of the interview so that we can go freestyle with Andy. And yes, so Andy, how are you doing? What time is it in your place? Is it too late or?
No, just 9:10, and used to staying up this late, so that's fine. And also I wanted to say as well, thank you everybody for coming to listen to me. If you can understand my northern British accent, and yeah, appreciate you all coming to these shows and Nickx shows and giving all your feedback and stuff in Discord as well, and we really appreciate it. And we're hoping we can make this game absolutely massive with your help as well, because it is a game that we have made for you guys.
100%. Thank you so much for the good words. I have to say, the Soccerverse family is growing because I can see it from the stats. Every now and then, new people join the shows, and also they're very active. I mean, we are small. We're growing every day, but we're still at the beginning. But they're very heated, very warm family, and they speak a lot. They're very active. I can see other streamers, maybe they have 10 times as much followers, but like 10 times less interaction and feedback. It's amazing. Okay, thanks for that. I think so. You said northern England, but tell me a little bit more about you personally. Who is Andy Colosimo? Where are you from? How old are you? Whatever. Tell me a little bit more about you.
All right. Yeah, so I'm 45 and I live in Preston, which is not far from Manchester, a bit further to the west, near the coast, near a place called Blackpool. I have an IT background. I could say I'm a bit of a technologist, always trying to jump on the latest trends and things like that. Yeah, I mean, going back to probably the year 2000, could say what is related to what I'm doing now is I played a lot of the first early MMOs like EverQuest and EVE Online in the early days, and spent a lot of time being like a trader, buying and selling virtual assets for real money. Run an IT company which was for all sorts of computer things like bespoke programming, hardware repairs, and all that sort of stuff. Probably going a little bit further in 2011. I'll go into the history of how I got into blockchain and things. I guess probably a bit interesting. In 2011, I started mining Bitcoin, so I mined thousands of Bitcoin in 2011, like maybe tens of thousands, and managed to sell them all as well at the
I
all-time
knew.
high.
Oh
Yeah,
my.
yeah, but it was about $30 or something at the time, or $20 or something.
Don't think
Um,
about that.
uh,
Don't think about that.
yeah, yeah, yeah. And yeah, and at the time I was interested in the other altcoin, which was at the time called Namecoin, which
Mhm.
was I know this is going a bit technical probably for the audience, but basically it's another blockchain called Namecoin, which was the first altcoin, and that did something a bit different than Bitcoin, which was um, being able to store like NFTs on the blockchain, if you will, and they were names or digital identities or domain names was the main purpose. And I came up with this concept that we could use this for moves in games, and then you could have games what could run forever on the blockchain, sort of thing. I don't know if you want me to carry on with that story.
I'm interested. Yes.
But
Yes, because
yeah,
it
yeah,
makes sense. Because everything started with a name coin as the first, if you want, usable blockchain other than store of value or payment, as it was supposed to be Bitcoin at the beginning when
yeah.
it wasn't this high value transaction, etc. But then, please, tell me a little bit more about how you got into developing a game. How you got into
Yeah.
fully on chain? Why fully on chain? What it makes them so important compared to just normal blockchain games or even Web2 games?
Yeah, I guess because a little bit of my history was making money in games, and there was a lot of cheating, like people duplicating items, and then that was like crashing the price, or you'd hear stories of the developers just giving like really powerful, expensive items to themselves or to their friends and things like that. But also the main thing is, I thought it would be cool to have like a virtual world that doesn't sort of have like a god what can have superpowers in the game world, and it's fair for everybody, a bit like in the Matrix when you can't bend the rules inside the Matrix. Not even the agents in the movie The Matrix can bend the rules. So it's like a world where there are these fixed set of rules that everybody has the same powers, if you will. They don't have to be like that, but that's what sort of interested me. And then so myself and one of our co-founders, Daniel Kraft, and also another developer, Mikhail Sindiev, who passed away, we made Hunter Coin as a sort of like a bit of an experiment, if you will, for fun. And it did really well at the start. We didn't expect it to last more than a year because it was sort of
MVP, minimum viable product, like that.
Exactly, yeah. And it was actually sort of the base of what was going to be a bigger game, which became Torion, which is a project we've got on hold at the moment. And it had probably tens of thousands of users in the first week. People were making $10,000 a day or something in that game, and that was when. Yeah, and that was when Bitcoin was only around $800 as well at the time. It was like in the, I think, top 40 in the coin market cap. But yeah, we only wanted to said we was going to support it for a year, but we ended up supporting it a lot longer. And as we never did like any pre-mine or any way to make money from it ourselves, we had no funding for it, so we just sort of had to stop it and get our own jobs. And Daniel was with us, went to work to Google, and I carried on with my own stuff as well in IT. But then as things carried on, we just came up with this concept of Xaya, which was for like a blockchain where people could develop their own games on there, which could be decentralized. And then things went from there, really. I can carry on with that story as well to the present point if you want, or if you've got questions that you want to go through.
Yes,
can do it that way.
I have a question. Yes. So first of all, congratulations for getting the record of, I think Anthercoin was the first fully on-chain game, and also Namecoin was probably the first altcoin ever in existence. So you guys have a palmares. You are like top developers in this
Yeah,
game.
yeah.
100%.
Just to mention there as well. Yeah, so we didn't create Namecoin. So
No.
Namecoin was
You were working. You were working for that.
Yeah, yes. Yeah. So what happened with Bitcoin is people wanted to add this Namecoin functionality to it, but there was like a bit of a split in the community, and there were people were saying they didn't want to pollute Bitcoin how it is and all that sort of stuff. So then somebody put I think it was a 5,000 Bitcoin bounty to develop Namecoin, and it had a lot of Satoshi himself actually had all the input basically into Namecoin, a lot of the input that like with some functionality to enable them to be merged mined with Bitcoin, but I won't go into the technicalities there. But yeah.
Okay, cool. So tell me a little bit about how you switched from. So you said you started with HunterCoin. You had your blowout with HunterCoin. You also had some issues, challenges, and lesson learned with HunterCoin for sure. And then, how did you come up with the idea of, okay, let's make a soccer management game fully on chain? How did this all started?
Well, I mean, I guess it goes back to the point of what we learned from HunterCoin, where obviously the games currently anyway they have to be quite slow. There are some experimental techs out there, and we have some ourselves which can have fast games, but it just felt like a football management game would be a perfect fit. So one of my friends said he knew Andy Gore, who developed Soccer Manager Worlds, which was probably the first online football management game or thereabouts. So we had a meeting in a pub, and had a few drinks and discussed it, and tried to explain to Andy Gore that like our blockchain, it's like really fast. The blocks are every 30 seconds, which is like still like slow, and he had a little bit of trouble understanding like how it's going to be good with 30-second block times when they've been trying to get their transactions down to milliseconds in their game and stuff like that. But we worked together from there, and
nice. So it all started in a pub with you pitching the idea to like the big boss of Web2 soccer manager game. So tell me about this meeting. I mean, did he know anything about blockchain or crypto, or you had to evangelize him, or it was pretty much open-minded and he said, oh, these things could work, let's try it? How did it work?
I mean, he was a blockchain expert, but he knew of Bitcoin and things like that. He knows a lot more now. Yes, so it took maybe a little bit of convincing, but then he open to the idea, and then we started co-developing it with Soccer Manager, and we started off it being called Soccer Manager Crypto. I don't know if you remember that.
I arrived at Soccer Manager Elite, but I saw the presentation of Andy Gore, and it was called Soccer Manager Crypto. I remember that.
So we started developing that, and also in parallel developing Torion as well, this fully decentralized MMORTS.
EVE Online on blockchain.
Like a mixture between EVE Online and Civilization and Command and Conquer, you could say, something like that. And then as time went on, and a lot of our funds were in crypto, because we raised a couple of $1 million in an ICO in sort of the crypto winter time, so we had some money to develop that, but then it got to the point where Bitcoin had like crashed down to $3,000. Some of our money was in there, so things were getting a little bit tight. So we decided it would be better just to focus on the one game for now, one that we think's got more chance of a success, and with Andy Gore's experience behind us as well in developing these sort of games, and also how the community sort of works in a way, responds to that sort of game, that we thought that would be the best way forward to continue with. So we've sort of put the other stuff on hold, and now Soccerverse is our primary focus.
It's the priority. So that's very good. I didn't know about this story, and I was always wondering how everything. It's nice to know that soccer, the Soccerverse idea, everything started in a pub, like a really British style pub. I can see that. Like in
Yeah.
Italy, probably would start in a pizzeria, but or yes, probably yes. And here and Soccerverse in a pub. It really makes all sense. You should write like maybe a TV series about Soccerverse. It would be fun.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
then okay,
we also had I think pie, steak and ale pie, chips and peas as a
God,
meal as well while we were discussing.
you eat peas on a pie? Peas on a
Yeah,
pie?
yeah,
Disgusting.
yeah.
Oh my
Oh,
God.
it's brilliant.
I will never go to an English pub unless they serve steaks. But you said that you got steaks as well.
No, we didn't. No, it was in the pie. It's called a steak and ale pie. So it's a
Ah,
pie
yeah.
that has like bits of steak inside it. But we do like steak as well.
You're crazy. I need a pizza. But now I'm curious because okay, tell me these things. I really want to know how you pitch Soccerverse, how you would pitch soccer because you already done it. I don't know how many times. So like for instance, when you are searching for funding, like elevator pitch, angel investors, or Andy Gore, for instance. And I was telling you before the show, imagine that you're working in a park and or in a pub and there's someone that's saying, hey, do you know what Bitcoin is? And you say, of course I know, I'm a blockchain fully on-chain game developer. And then you say, actually he asks you something about, no, you say, you know Soccerverse? And they say, no. What is Soccerverse? And then what do you reply? How do you explain Soccerverse to someone that doesn't know anything about anything except what Bitcoin is, or doesn't even know about Bitcoin?
Yeah, we're still working on that ourselves of how to explain what Soccerverse is. To be honest, because it is quite complex, isn't it?
Yeah,
Yeah, I mean, if they knew about decentralized gaming or blockchain, then you'd
it's
probably
easier.
say then you could say it's a decentralized football management game with a persistent world and trading and where you can sort of predict if players are going up and down in ratings, so your football. That's probably how you would say it. Or if there wasn't into crypto, you could just say it's a. Yeah, I mean, a lot of it goes back to this era thing as well. What we've talked about in the past. So like at the moment, it is like a football management game. So that is what it is. But that part of it, the game isn't scalable. It only scales up to 5,350 managers, and then the second part or the second era is more focused on. Obviously, the other bit's still there, but it's more focused on the player ratings and the social aspect and voting people in and out and
Economics.
yeah, exactly.
That's because you were like a hustler. You remind me a little bit of Soccerverse Portugal here with us live. So
Yeah.
you're basically you like to make money with the game, which is the purpose of Soccerverse at the end, having fun, but also making money. So you probably
Exactly. I do connect actually with Soccerverse Portugal. That I can see how he plays the game, and that is sort of how I always played MMOs when I was trying
That's
to make money
perfect.
in them. Yeah.
I really like the idea because I really like to have a co-founder that have its roots in this part of the game, because crypto and blockchain, most of it you can build the most fun game ever, but the added value of blockchain, in my opinion, is the economics and making money. Because otherwise I can play something else, not on the blockchain, that it's easier
Yeah.
or more fun or things like that. But so
Yeah.
I'm very happy.
Just to interrupt,
Yes,
just
go.
to interrupt you there, Nick, as well. So yeah, so like one thing with this game is although you could say you could make money, we've tried super hard, and that has been the primary focus, to make a good game.
Sure.
So not everybody can make money. Awful people probably gonna, it's not. Even though you can, the game is like a very social
Yes.
universe. It's the Soccerverse. So that has been our focus. But obviously, people will want to play that side of the game.
Yes, it's competitive. It's competitive in
Mm.
all manners. In all manners.
Yeah. Fun is what we're trying, is the most important thing. And obviously it's fun if you're getting bigger payouts and things, but also winning and being the best and all those sort of things is what makes the other side of the game work. If everybody, it's basically a Ponzi scheme. If everyone can make money,
Yes,
it's
100%.
not sustainable, or it doesn't work.
You see many of those in other scam projects in other areas, but not here. That's why I love Soccerverse. And so how is it going actually? Based on your point of view as a co-founder point of view, how is Soccerverse going so far? We're almost done with we have like 9 or 8 game weeks left now to season 1, the maiden season. How is it going compared to your expectations that you had before launch?
Yeah, I mean, it's doing probably a lot better than we thought. We thought it was going to build up probably quite a lot slower, but it is. We are spending a lot of our time on engagement and retention within the game. So we're putting all these features in so people can interact with each other, and we're putting a jobs board in soon as well, so people can apply for jobs and contact the influence holders easier and things like that. And we have like some metrics that we look at, which is active, deduplicated, unlocked managers, which has been going up since we started. So that is continually going up. It's not gone down yet.
It's going better than what you expected.
Yeah. I mean, we obviously believe it was going to be a success anyway. But yeah, we have a lot of experience in the team, and not from my side, but like from Andy Gore, from his side, who understands how these games build, and he's always saying, "Oh, this won't work, because you can't just pump players into this game." Like we have had a lot of players in just recently, as you might know, this discussion as well, a lot from South America. We had a brilliant TikTok video from Willie Albert, and that brought like 1,000 users in, so that's all great, but it sort of demonstrates that probably what we'll see in about 2 weeks, once those managers then become inactive in the game, is most of them will disappear.
Yes.
And that's just that the way it is, and it just shows finding the correct people for this game is difficult. So but by doing that sort of seeds the game, and then those people will then refer their friends, and that's what we're focused on, because to get into this game straight away is very difficult. But if you refer a friend and explain to them how it works, then they're going to be in that game with you for a very long time. And this game is designed to run for eternity, so this game could be running in 100 years time.
What a big boss.
Yeah.
Amazing. Yes, exactly. So cool. It's good to know that you weren't expecting such a growth rate, I would say. So that's very nice. So we talked about a little bit of the current. Let us know, what are your current priorities in terms of Soccerverse development? What are you mostly spending your time on at the moment for Soccerverse?
Me personally, I'm working on the player ratings at the moment, so we should hopefully have something to show for that in a couple of weeks, and we should make probably like a nice interface as well, so people can see why they've got those points, how those points are calculated, and all those sort of things. And the thing with football is, not everyone is going to be happy with them, because everybody thinks their player is better than another player, or their club's better than another club, and that's just the nature of football. So yeah, people probably won't be happy when it's done, but what we expect, or we hope, is in season 2, once all those formulas and stuff are all public, is they can scrutinize it and then ask how they can improve, maybe do pull requests or just post in Discord of how they can improve this this rating system. So, because everything has to be verifiable. So when we work on these numbers, it's like based on how many shots they've scored and all that sort of stuff. So everybody can calculate it and see that we can't just go in there and change one player's rating because somebody thinks it's good. It has to be one universal formula that gives those ratings.
Yes.
So we expect in season 2 people will do that. So that's what I've been focused on. And then the other team members were working on the qualifications for the Continental Cups. Some other changes for season 2, and also the testing for season 2 is like a massive thing. So although we have done many betas in the past, and they tick over into the next season, there's quite a lot of changes in this one. So there's going to be a lot of testing this next month to make sure that everything just works and doesn't just blow up.
The change from season 1 to season 2, because a lot of changes are coming. Like we already talked about the new competitions, the new competition formats. We don't know yet about how this is probably still in the works, like how the payouts will work. You have to balance the economy with all these new changes. So I think this is Daniel job. Is that how it works? He's the math. He's the math guy.
Daniel and Andy. And what a lot of people don't probably know as well is when the season 2 kicks over, we don't just go in there and say, right, okay, season 1's ended, let's are you ready to start season 2, and then press a button and it starts. It's all autonomous, so that it automatically flows over to the next season. So we have actual real deadlines that cannot be changed. I mean, they could in the absolute worst case, but we don't want to do that. And also what we're working on, as I mentioned before, is a jobs board. So that will be going in. So so people can post like if you own over 2,000 influence in a club, you can post a job board offer, job offer, and it will go on the jobs board, and you can have a description to say, we want someone looking for somebody to manage this club. If you avoid relegation, we'll give you 1,000 SVC and blah, blah, blah. Like people have been doing in Discord, except actually integrated into the game.
That's amazing.
So people can, more easily find a club where they can get unlocked in. Some of them might say they'll give you a trial for 3 weeks or whatever.
Question.
And then also you can find all the unavailable clubs that with inactive managers or no manager easy as well, and sort them by which has got the highest balance, how many transfers out they've had or in, that sort of stuff.
You can take over easily like that. You can sort and take over the inactive clubs very, very quickly and easy. That will help a lot, because sometimes new people come and they say, I don't know where to go, and they have to go manually through the countries, even though you can see the available jobs in every association, in the countries, at the country level and at the league level, etc. But like that, it would be much better. But question on this new thing, the jobs will be enforced. Like, for instance, I can put my contract and say, if you reach minimum this position, you will get okay. So it's like social agreement. It's off chain.
It's a social, off chain and trust as well. So if some influencer doesn't, I mean, we could do it in a decentralized way, but we want to increase that social aspect to it as well. So if some manager, like if you promise someone to give them 1,000 SVC and then you don't, everybody knows, and you're not going to want to ruin your reputation by not paying somebody the money what they owe. So it just makes it easier for us to implement. But it's not impossible that we have discussed if we should do this in a decentralized way, so it is enforced, but it is an extra lot of work for probably not much of an advantage. But we could think about it in the future, like definitely. Time is the main thing.
Yeah, for sure. I imagine there are 1,000 things that you would like to be implemented, and not only you, the community is very active, and a lot of we have very creative minds in the community, especially when, for instance, we need to discuss the new competitions. We come here in the live shows, and people is really creative and provide a lot of feedback.
Yeah,
So I imagine
definitely.
you have a long list of a wish list, a dream list. Actually, in this dream list, imagine that you have like superpowers. Tomorrow you wake up and you have a wand, a magic wand, and you say, okay, now I can implement one feature in 1 second for Soccerverse and for free. What would be your priority? Like your number one feature that you would like to see tomorrow perfectly applied for free?
Yeah, for tomorrow, I'm not sure. When the game is massive, then something that we will personally I think would be good is everybody turning up at 7 p.m. for the Saturday game in front of the computer, and it plays live over say 45 minutes or maybe 90 minutes or maybe 10 minutes, and everybody's there watching it and talking in the chat, going, "Oh, Neely," and it's showing the match real time. That would probably be
looking forward.
that would probably be a fun thing, yeah. And I just also this is a little bit off topic. I seen like a comment there. Another thing what we want to add in though is the this is really off topic, is the like a club message board, so people can write on the club message board. So we probably will have that in maybe around beginning of season 2 as well. That was an extra thing, but just before I forget, for a feature what might be coming in then.
Interesting. Yes, like a chat, like a club chat.
Basically, yeah.
Okay, that's interesting. Okay, cool. So what you would like to have is that social that gathering feeling of people come. I think it will happen. You know when we will have like a live, even dots, like the match engine. We have a 3D. 3D would be like awesome, but maybe too long in the roadmap. But when the games will become watchable, then a lot of things will change. Even in this show, we can have like 5 or 6 different games at the same time. Oh, let's go to Inter. Let's go to Italy because there is Napoli Inter. Oh no, wait. Let's go to see Kevinito what he's doing with Real Madrid. Blah blah blah. So it would definitely be super exciting. I agree with that. Cool.
Yeah, definitely. We will be working on the match engine in season 2 as well. Hopefully, be ready for season 3.
Okay.
So like at the end of the year, where you will see the dots and things like that, and also even just live commentary as well. Like if you ever played Championship Manager back in the day, and you just saw the text coming down, just like 2 minutes in he's done a shot, 3 minutes in he's hit the post, and so even that simplistic way still makes it really exciting. Just it is a bit of a shame now, you go on there and you just see the result right away. So we have been discussing that, that there can be a default option where you never show results for the last game unless you press unhide or something like that on the results, but we haven't thought of the best way to do that just yet. Another time rather.
What is your favorite part of what is your favorite and least favorite thing of Soccerverse right now? What is that you like the most and what you don't like?
What we don't like.
What would you?
I mean, some of the. I mean, what I don't like, I guess, is some of the screens. Like, the voting is just a bit of a mess at the moment. Complex. You don't know what's happening in there. We are working on the UX for that, and hopefully that will be ready for season 2. I do like how we have so many countries in the world. Like our sort of ultimate goal is to have every club or city in the world in the game, and every football player represented in the game. So that's sort of an end game goal, because it is the Soccerverse. You want everybody to be in this game.
Big.
But as for what I like the most, I mean, I think I like the way that just people are playing, and the game is growing with actual real players. I think that's a little, not really sort of the answer you're looking for, but I like the whole game in general, really.
You happy about the community?
Oh yeah, the community is brilliant, definitely, and people making tools and things like that is definitely the way we want to go. So, like our end game to this is for us to be able to sit back and the community to run the game and to do all the updates. And we've even discussed like where we'll be open sourcing the code base in the back end is is open sourcing the front end code, and maybe people create their own apps like the manager app or the manager plugin module, or
100%. It will happen for sure.
the portfolio plugin module, and all this sort of stuff. We want that all to be done with the community, so it's a just fully community game. It's just at the beginning, we need to set that foundation for that to happen.
Cool, perfect. Thank you, Cassierland. We have a new follower, new person here. Welcome to Soccerverse, Cassierland. Okay, perfect, Andy. Thank you so much. And last question before we leave it to the community, because I'm sure that they will have some questions for you as well. What about the future of Soccerverse? What is going on what is the next? Okay, season 2. Let's start with season 2. What should we expect more in season 2?
Hopefully we'll start moving into this era too, where it's more about, well, not more about, but a lot of the portfolio building. There's then there's the match engine, what we want to update, and we should have shared it by now, but we do have a sort of a feature roadmap with all the features we want to put in. But what we've decided is some of those we're not sure, or we don't think there's a clear advantage to some of them being built in season 2 over other things. So we're going to put those to the community to vote. So we'll have a list of features where the community will actually vote to see
cool.
what is more what they think is the best. Some things will have more priority, like the match engine and and some other things. But yeah, that is the main thing. Yeah, the match engine. I'm trying to think now what's on the feature roadmap. Probably
the loans.
Yeah,
maybe the loans.
Loans. Yeah, player loans will be coming in as well. So we have actually finished that in the sort of in the back end. It needs testing. If it will be in the front end, so people can use it on launch of season 2, we're not 100% sure yet, but it probably only be a couple of weeks after if it is there.
Good.
Maybe I should try and bring up the roadmap here just to see if you've got the time. Just have a quick look.
Sure, you can share your screen. If you share your screen, people will see it instead
I'm not
of
sure
your
I can
face.
share.
Okay.
Yeah. Not sure I can share this one.
No.
It's all right. So we may be looking at open sourcing the GSP by the end of the year, or the front end as well. So then that will make it a lot easier for people to build tools in there. We'll also be focusing on this era 2 thing, where we're sort of switching the game. Not switching the game, everything will still be the same, but focusing more on the trading aspect of the game as well, and trading influence and those sort of things. Let's have a look. Yeah, the commentary as well. We're seeing like a champ manager style commentary. We will have that in there.
That's all in season 2 already.
Yeah, it will be. Well, it won't be ready for season 2 on launch, but that's what we'll be developing in season 2.
Okay.
Yeah, watch lists, so you can watch another player, or a soccer player, football player, or watch a club in particular and get notifications based on that. Or maybe you want to follow what Soccerverse Portugal's doing, if he's doing well, you might want to see what he's buying. Friends list, the reputation system as well.
That's important. Yes.
Yeah. All these things. Not all of them might get in, and some of them we will bring to the community. Achievement system as well. So, people that have done like the first trade, the 10th trade, the 100th trade, and sort of like a progression sort of achievement system in there as well. Or maybe you've got an achievement for winning 10 games in a row, and that sort of stuff. A more advanced leaderboard, so you can have all different drop downs to select what you want to see. Is who's won the most trophies, who's won the most games, who's got the most points, and other things. And some other things that we're like not guaranteed to put in, but friendlies as well. So you could arrange a friendly to play somebody, yeah. And also international managers potentially as well. So you could manage England. So that is an option there as well. More advanced tutorials, so step-by-step sort of tutorial in the game. Probably can use AI then as well for a lot of things. And also AI generated news as well, which we actually did almost sort of complete that about a year ago, ready for launch, but we sort of put that on hold, but we'll probably come back to that as well. So like maybe it's in the game the news be more AI generated rather than a bit fixed, but also maybe a news website which is monitoring Discord with AI and all that sort of stuff, so it is just like a sports news website with all the information on it that people would want to see. But as I said, so that's just a list of some of the things.
A lot of stuff, man. You're gonna be super busy in season 2.
Yeah. Well, that's to say. So that's a list of some of them, but not all of them will get in, and probably half of them will be put to the community to decide what they think is most important.
We're gonna do a special live only on this, just to discuss the options. Like perfect. It's going to be very nice. Okay, so thank you so much for this introduction, interview, etc., etc. Now, is there anything you wanted to say? Well, now the community, guys, if you have questions for Andy, please put them into the chat box. We will go through the question, etc., etc. In the meantime, is there anything that you already said at the beginning that you're happy about the community, but there is something else that you want to tell us, or we should do better as a community? You would like us to do more or less of something? Tell us something.
No, I think everybody's doing great. And like the ultras and everybody in general, not just the ultras and yourself, and I don't want to mention everybody's names, but everybody, one thing about in Discord as well, the unsportsmanship channel, it was like a bit of a thing, should we have made that channel? But I think it does go down pretty well, and a lot of people, they come clean and say like, no, I'm not doing this, and and it's really good that the community is watching for this sort of stuff going on, because that saves us loads of time, but also I think makes the game actually quite a bit more fun. As well. Yeah,
it's gossip. That's gossip for men. It's basically gossip.
Yeah, exactly.
Cool. Okay. Cool. Thank you. We have Chasirland that says that I believe it's Constantine. I don't know. I have this feeling, but it says community says Constantine is doing very good job. Did you consider paying big bonuses? I think this is Constantine.
It must be. Yeah.
I have this feeling.
Going to get reduced wage now from saying that, I think.
Constantine, I'm sorry. I'm sorry for you.